Support for this podcast comes from the Central Valley Journalism Collaborative, connecting communities with the resources, infrastructure, and networks to ensure a vibrant local free press.
From KVPR in Fresno, this is Central Valley Daily. Happy Friday, it's April 4th. I'm Elizabeth Arkalian. The minor league baseball season is kicking off for many teams tonight across the country. That includes the Visalia Rawhide.
And the goal for players is to, come to Visalia for one season, could be half a season, play well here, develop, learn, and then continue to move their way up.
We'll hear more about what fans can look forward to this season, but first, these headlines. The man accused of fatally shooting a Walgreens employee in Madera this week will appear in court this morning. Narcisco Gallardo Fernandez was charged earlier this week with murder, and he's being held on a $3 million bond. Police say he drove from the town of Pixley to Madera on Monday before allegedly shooting and killing a pharmacy employee. A motive is still not clear. California is deploying a team of firefighters to Kentucky ahead of major storms. The Kentucky governor declared a state of emergency due to the risk of heavy rain and severe flooding. Those storms are forecast to last through Saturday. The California firefighters will be assigned to help a special FEMA team responding to the disaster. Bright red fire retardant is regularly dropped from planes onto fires across California, including on the Eaton and Palisades fires. Jacob Margolis with our news partner LAist wanted to know about the safety of the product.
No company or government agency would share the product with me for testing. So, after the recent fires, I hiked to remote spots in the mountains, gathered vegetation covered in dried retardant, took it to researchers at USC, and we found heavy metals, including cadmium, chromium, and lead. At the concentrations we found, the product likely doesn't carry a risk for you, but there are some questions about people with heavy exposure, like firefighters, and the metals can be deadly for creatures if they wash into streams and ponds. The company that makes the retardant, known as Phos-Chek, said it's been tested extensively and meets safety requirements. I'm Jacob Margolis.
And Jacob reports for our news partner, LAist. If you've been following the news of two baby eagles that hatched near San Bernardino, we have an update. They now have names. People from around the world submitted more than 50,000 suggestions for what the eaglets should be called. Madison Almond with our California newsroom partner, KVCR, reports.
The winning names for the eaglets are Sunny for the slightly bigger one and Gizmo for the other. They're both just under a foot tall. Sandy Steers, who operates the live stream, organized the eaglet naming to help fund the camera. She narrowed down the list of some 50,000 suggestions to just 30. She let local elementary school students near the nest in Big Bear pick the two winning names and is happy with the results.
I think they're fun, and I like that the kids, so many of them, voted for the same names.
Steers says Sunny and Gizmo blew away the competition. She says the next milestone for the pair is flying. That could be as soon as mid-May.
That was Madison Almond from our news partner, KVCR. We could know the final results in a special Fresno City Council election today. The Fresno County Registrar of Voters is expected to deliver the final update in the race to fill the 5th District Council seat. At last check, around 130 ballots remained. Candidate Brandon Vang reached 50.1% of the vote and could outright win the race if he stays above 50%. A runoff election will be held if no one reaches that total.
Raise a glass with KVPR, Sunday afternoon, May 4th, for KVPR's wine tasting and more, featuring fine wines from California and beyond, local craft beer, delicious food, live music, and a silent auction, all on the amazing grounds of the Lester Estate in Fresno, where Van Ness Extension meets the San Joaquin River. All proceeds benefit KVPR, so purchase your tickets today at kvpr.org/wine.
And now to our main story. Batter up! Baseball season has arrived for several Central Valley minor league teams, and today is opening day for the Visalia Rawhide. The team is expecting tens of hundreds of fans to turn out tonight at Valley Strong Ballpark. It's one of the oldest active ballparks in the minor leagues and has been around since 1946, when it used to have a wooden grandstand. Just last year, the Rawhide reached an agreement with the city of Visalia to upgrade the stadium. So tonight, players will step out under new LED stadium lights, and future changes include a new clubhouse, batting cages, and outfield wall. Griffin Epstein is the play-by-play broadcaster for the team and also manages their community relations. We spoke with him about what fans can expect this season.
I really think celebrating baseball in Visalia is really exciting this season for the Rawhide. It's the 80th year of professional baseball in Visalia. So really what we're trying to do all season long is celebrate the different iterations of the Rawhide. So starting today on opening night, the first 350 fans will receive a Visalia Cubs jersey from the 1946 Visalia team. That was the very first professional team to play in Visalia, still at the same ballpark that the Rawhide play at today at Valley Strong Ballpark. So we have 11 different jersey giveaways over the course of the season, mostly on Fridays, honoring all those different iterations from the Visalia Mets to the Visalia Oaks, Central Valley Rockies, all the way to the Rawhide as the team is today.
That's so cool to honor the history in that way. Now, for listeners who might not know, can you just explain a little bit about how minor league baseball works?
Sure. So essentially, minor league baseball is a developmental system for young players signed by their parent organizations to develop in the goal of them eventually making the big leagues. So the Rawhide are affiliated with the Arizona Diamondbacks. So the Diamondbacks will either to get a player into their organization, they will either draft them through the draft. Those are mostly college players, but also players straight out of high school, or they'll sign them internationally, which is especially recently has become a big part of Major League Baseball. It's really become an international game. So those players are typically signed when they're very young, as teenagers. The Rawhide have over 10 players from the Dominican Republic this year. D-backs really have a strong presence there. So those players are often signed when they're 16 or 17. And then there's stops along the way in the goal of eventually getting those players to the major leagues. So Visalia is the single A affiliate of the Diamondbacks. So we're one of the earliest stops. And the goal for players is to come to Visalia for one season, could be half a season. They could come in right after being drafted, play well here, develop, learn, and then continue to move their way up. So there's a high A affiliate in Hillsboro, Oregon, outside of Portland, the double A affiliates in Amarillo, Texas, and then the triple A affiliate is in Reno with the Aces, and then the next level is the Diamondbacks. But players can move around. You don't have to go level by level, but really the overall goal of the minor leagues is to develop these players, to learn, to get reps, and to eventually become big leaguers.
You mentioned how the Dominican Republic's represented on the team. Any other countries or any idea of, collectively how many countries are represented?
Yeah, so this season we have 6 different countries and territories, including Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Mexico, and of course the United States on the roster. So a really diverse bunch this year. And baseball, it's such a global sport these days, and it really makes the game really fun and exciting.
I bet. Going back to the season, are there any particular players this season that you have an eye on that you foresee maybe having a chance at getting called to the higher teams or the majors?
Yeah, absolutely. Slade Caldwell is certainly one of our big names on our squad this season. He was a first-round pick right out of high school by the Diamondbacks just last summer in the 2024 draft. He was the 29th overall pick in the MLB draft, and he's currently ranked as the 3rd highest prospect in the Diamondbacks organization. So he's certainly a player that is getting a lot of national attention. We have a couple strong pitchers. Connor Foley is ranked as the 22nd prospect in the Diamondbacks organization. He was drafted out of a good college, Indiana University in the Big Ten. So those are just a couple guys on what we think is a pretty strong roster this year. The Diamondbacks have a very deep farm system.
Griffin, before I let you go, you will be doing the play-by-play announcing for the game tonight and all 66 home games for this season. Tell me about that. Are you excited? Is this kind of a professional goal of yours?
Yeah, I'm really excited. This is my first season in minor league baseball. I've been at a few different levels of baseball in the U.S. and around the world. So just like the players, from a broadcasting perspective, it's kind of the goal to make the minor leagues and work your way up. And it's been really incredible to be a part of a community like Visalia. I've been doing a lot of community relations work and out to schools and events and Chamber of Commerce meetings and all these different groups. And fans are just so excited and they love the team so much. And I'm just really excited to, yeah, be a part of that for 66 games at Valley Strong Ballpark, to broadcast games with the fan energy that's going to be in the ballpark, and get to tell these players stories as well.
Sounds like a great experience. Is your long-term goal to potentially make it to a Major League Baseball team?
Yeah, I mean that would certainly be incredible. Just as the players here are playing to eventually make the big leagues, that would be incredible. But also just trying to enjoy the moment and take it day by day. I'm really lucky to be in Visalia and working with the Rawhide and getting to tell the stories of some really talented players.
That was Griffin Epstein, broadcaster and community relations manager for the Visalia Rawhide. Thanks for your time and have a great season.
Yeah, thanks so much for the time and having me on.
The Visalia Rawhide will face off against the Inland Empire 66ers tonight at Valley Strong Ballpark. And it's also opening weekend for the Fresno Grizzlies. They'll play another Valley team, the Stockton Ports, tonight at Chukchansi Park in downtown Fresno. And that's today's episode. If you think it was a home run, give us a 5-star rating in your podcast app. I know that was corny, but we do really appreciate your feedback. Today's episode was produced by Jonathan Linden and KVPR with support from the Central Valley Journalism Collaborative. I'm Elizabeth Arkalian. I hope you have a great weekend, and remember, you can always find the latest local news anytime at kvpr.org.
This is Tanya Mosley, co-host of Fresh Air. You'll see your favorite actors, directors, and comedians on late-night TV shows or YouTube. But what you get with Fresh Air is a deep dive. Spend some quality time with people like Billie Eilish, Questlove, Ariana Grande, Stephen Colbert, and so many more. We ask questions you won't hear asked anywhere else. Listen to the Fresh Air podcast from NPR and WHYY.